7 fillies are just arriving at the mile-and-a-half start for the big race of the day. The 4th Classic, the Juddmonte Irish Oaks of €500,000. Drawn in 2 as the flags are raised. And thereof, very level break to the 4th Classic, the Group 1 Juddmonte Irish Oaks over a mile-and-a-half as they sort themselves out. It is the long odds-on favourite Minnie Hauk, taken on and headed by stable companion Island Hopping as they race the end of the first furlong and a half. Handy as We Might Take the Long Way with a couple of lengths to Medley in the white cap. Bay Colony is next, 3 lengths to Butterfly Wings, and the back marker is Subsonic. Right across from the stands, 9.5 furlongs to go. The leader is Island Hopping and Wayne Lorden, stretching their lead to a couple of lengths. Taking up second is We Might Take the Long Way and Dylan Brown McMonigal. Shuffle back a place into third is Minnie Hauk and Ryan Moore, followed by Bay Colony and Shamie Heffernan edging the fourth from Medley and Declan McDonough with the final couple. Butterfly Wings, Ronan Whelan and Subsonic Ben Cohn. Coming inside the final mile, soon to make the climb up towards the top of the track. And pretty much in single file, it is Island Hopping who takes the Oaks field along from We Might Take the Long Way, and in third is Minnie Hauk, followed by Bay Colony and then Medley. Butterfly Wings last but one, and still trailing the field is Subsonic as they climb up towards the halfway stage. And the leader by 3 now is Island Hopping from We Might Take the Long Way, less than 2 lengths back to in third, the long odds-on favourite Minnie Hauk. Disputing the fourth, Bay Colony and Medley, and then Butterfly Wings and Subsonic. 5 furlongs to go. They've passed the halfway stage. About to make the descent for the approach to the straight in the Juddmonte Irish Oaks. And the leader continues to be Island Hopping, but has a reduced advantage, however, over We Might Take the Long Way, who's now within a length and a half. Another length and a half back to Minnie Hauk in third, and Bay Colony just fourth from Medley, and then comes Butterfly Wings and Subsonic. Turning their heads for home with 3 furlongs to go. Island Hopping nudged along in front. Tracked in by We Might Take the Long Way and Minnie Hauk. Now shaken up on the outside. Then Bay Connolly and Medley is next. Followed by Butterfly Wings. And a couple of lengths then is Subsonic inside the 2. We Might Take the Long Way has taken on the inside. Island Hopping into a challenging position as Minnie Hauk is going to have to battle here. Racing inside the final 150 yards. Minnie Hauk has picked it up, leads narrowly from We Might Take the Long Way up towards the finish. It is Minnie Hauk repeating Epsom and the Juddmonte Irish Oaks. Second is We Might Take the Long Way. Island Hopping in third, well clear of Butterfly Wings.
Great run from We Might Take the Long Way. He's got a lot closer today, but Minnie Hauk has indeed completed the Epsom Curragh double and done. Dare I say it, I think she's done it a shade more cosily than the winning margin might tell us here. The 11-2-1 favourite gets it done. What are your initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, big run by We Might Take the Long Way, Gary. Dylan Brown McMonigal was positive on her, as we thought he might be. Just sat in behind Island Hopping, who took them along early on, and Dylan Brown McMonigal, it did look like he was maybe travelling a little bit better than Ryan Moore was at the top of the home straight, but you know how much Minnie Hauk finds for pressure. We saw how much she found in the Epsom Oaks to get the better of the Pretty Polly winner Whirl, and she's found all of that today again. She's stayed on really strongly. She's shown a really good attitude just to master her old adversary. We might take the long way.
Just watching the splits as they made their way around, and it looked like Island Hopping was dictating no more than a steady pace, and my feeling, for what it's worth watching, I thought the second has been given an optimal ride here. She was just in the leader slipstream, pulled out, got first run. Minnie Hauk in the end has been able to run her down, and I think credit to her for doing so. Fair enough, when you see a 2-11 shot, you might expect them to win by a bit more daylight than she has done in the end, but I think that was down as much to circumstances.
Yeah, I think that's probably right, and We Might Take the Long Way. She's a pacey filly. She won the Salsable Stakes over 10 furlongs. She stayed on at the end of the Pretty Polly over 10 furlongs, and Dylan Brown McMonigal is just allowing her move up on the outside of Island Hopping there. Yeah, he's conscious, I'm sure, that Ryan Moore is just on his outside, and he hasn't gone for her until he really needs to. All the while Ryan Moore is getting into the drive position on Minnie Hauk, and the battle that Minnie Hauk had with Whirl for the last 2 furlongs in the Epsom Oaks, she's got that grit, she's got that determination, she's got that stamina, that willingness, and in the end she's just run down We Might Take the Long Way, and there was a sense of inevitability about it, really, wasn't it, from the top of the home straight?
Yes, I would agree. We've seen on the round track here with the Curragh, it does tend to be a track that favours those that race handily to the pace these days. Huge run from the second, but Minnie Hauk just too good, as she had been at Epsom, and setting herself up for obviously a potentially huge autumn period as well. Don, what sort of campaign could you see stretching out in front of her after this?
I'm sure it'll culminate in the Arc de Triomphe. That's, I'm sure, where connections will aim.
Yorkshire Oaks maybe on the way.
Yeah, Yorkshire Oaks that's probably the most logical. The National Stakes is going to come up too quickly. I'm sure Yorkshire Oaks is pretty much ideal. The Vermeil maybe then in early September, one or other or both on the road to the Arc, and I'm sure the Breeders' Cup will come onto the radar after that. But it's only her 5th run, Gary, so she's continuing to improve. She obviously thrives on her racing. She's got that, you know, that really good kind of attitude that sees her go forward and want to go and race. And she's engaged in 2 battles now, her last 2 races, the Epsom Oaks and the Irish Oaks. She's won them both, and yeah, there's every chance she'll be able to continue to progress from this.
Having a look at the closing stages from these overhead shots, Island Hopping, who cut out that sedate enough paces, kept on well to finish 3rd. But here was the moment Dylan Brown McMonagle really stepped on the gas, entering the final quarter of a mile on Wemightakedlongway. Just took a little while for Minnie Hauk to wake up and engage for Ryan Moore, but in the end she's got to Wemightakedlongway in plenty of time. Might have been a shade harder to watch for those that bet the odds on guys than they would have liked, but I think the best horse has most definitely won and always was going to do so.
Yeah, biggest she went in the run, Dave, was
1.65. I just think it's no surprise she's won in that style to me, but if I was a big odds-on backer, I think I'd have probably been with her just because of the fact that she'd proven at Epsom and before that she's a filly that digs deep and wants to do it for you. So it might have been a bit of a dirty success, you know, a grinding success, but she was always odds on throughout. She never went odds against and never really looked odds against, obviously. But she's now technically and actually 2-1 her favour against Wemightakedlongway, who's once more run really well. It's getting closer every time, I suppose.
2-11 favourite Minnie Hauk takes out the Juddmonte Irish Oaks from Wemightakedlongway at 7-2.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.